Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it is time for my client Doug's vlog, and we started the week off with a closed grip floor press. Alright, he ended up getting 325 on the closed grip floor press, considering he just benched over 350 at his meet this month. We're happy with that. Same thing he just hit on his wider grip incline bench the other day. So nice solid lift. It shows us his triceps are still plenty strong, although they may be in some cases his limit on his bench pressing because he tends to be really fast off the chest. But considering he's got a 325 incline, I think we know why that is, right? I always find that to be very, very true, that bar speed off the chest on a bench is very, very heavily correlated with incline versus flat bench ratios for a lot of my lifters. I'm not saying it's universally true, but it tends to be true. All right, so for assistance work or accessory work, supplemental work, whatever we want to call it today, I don't even care today. We did floor press. He did JM presses, and when I have him do floor press, he always likes to just do them on the floor because he's like, I'm already set up there, not a big deal. We're working with, on his upper days, we're doing some dumbbell rows. He likes to do them on this incline bench, and he's asked me, are you okay with me doing it that way? I'm like, yeah, it's fine. Because we're doing pull-ups, I don't mind the slight upward angle there with a little more bias towards the upper back. So we're doing pull-ups on lower days also, so it all balances out. I'm not worried about, hey, are we using slightly less lat and a little more trap, with that angle. Not really a big deal when we have two different movements. So I'm perfectly fine with it. He feels more comfortable with it this way, and at least we're getting the rowing in. And I think sometimes, even though I discuss a lot of times in details in videos of how these different angles affect ratios in the muscles of different parts of the back and shoulders, when we start changing the grip widths, the angles, everything else on rowing and stuff. But at the end of the day, these are really tit for tat. They're relatively minor in the grand scheme of things. In other words, are you going to see a noticeable difference because there's a 1% or 2% shift in the muscle activation somewhere in there due to those angles? Probably not, unless you're getting quite extreme with it. All right, we also do a little bit of single joint stuff for Doug, so that we fill in just some of those weak links, also so that he can look like he lifts, and he does look like he lifts. So we do a little bit of shoulder work, we do some lateral raises, and then of course I do band press downs because I am hitting his triceps pretty hard right now. We're hitting them quite hard, and I've had him doing JM presses, which can be rough on the tendons. We're just making sure that tendon health is staying on point. Making sure it's staying on point. All right, for max effort lower day, we did box squats. He ended up with 445 on his box squat, which is actually slightly better than what he just got on squats at his first meet. Now, keeping in mind we're coming off a hamstring injury in that meet. He did qualify for that Federation for Nationals if he wants to do it at his first meet. So we're going to weigh out which fed he's going to do Nationals at. We're probably going to do a couple feds for him and then see where it all lands. But he's definitely going to go to a national level platform this year. Like I said, we got our first meet out of the way. And again, we did it with a hamstring injury, so his deadlift was not very good. It might have affected his squat a little bit, but they're coming up now. Everything is coming along, and we're still in the same body weight. So we're going to see, hopefully, quite a bit better of numbers at the next meet. His squat and deadlift are going to come up considerably. The benching we're happy with. He hit a double body weight raw bench at his first meet. Can't complain. All right, for supplemental lifts, we do safety bar good mornings. I have him doing safety bar split squats, or we could even call these lunges. Some people actually refer to this as a Hatfield squat, is what this version he's doing is. And I don't care which one he does, to be honest. I don't care if he puts his foot up on a bench. I don't care if he wants to do a Hatfield squat like this where he holds onto the rack. The main thing I'm concerned with is that isolateral leg work and that bending of the knee at the bottom. I just want him to get full range of motion with sufficient workload and progressive overload. Again, doesn't matter. A lot of these things are interchangeable. We can argue about the ratios all day long, about a lunge, a step up versus a split squat. But again, let's come over to that main point. It's a supplemental exercise as part of a larger program that's a multi-joint movement. Do you think it really matters that much? I don't know. Me as a coach, I might say, oh, you need to do exactly what I tell you. I tell that to my more novice lifters, my intermediates. My advanced lifters, I let them flow with stuff like that. They want to change it. They want to do it as a lunge. I don't care. They want to do it as a step up. And they say, hey, I feel more comfortable doing it this way this week or this block. Go ahead. Because the same movement pattern is maintained. All right. The goals of the program and what we're doing at the training stimulus are maintained in spite of their change. So I'm not as worried. What I don't like are less experienced people doing it. Doug is a trainer, has experience being a trainer in the past. Not what he currently does, but he has worked as one. He has many years of lifting under his belt. Not a big deal. All right, speed bench. We do 9 sets of 3 for him, rotating grip ranges. We also do incline benching. We do incline benching, and he's very strong at incline. Again, he hit a 325 incline on camera for you guys recently. He's a strong incline bencher. We use incline as a supplemental lift, of course, for him. Even though it's his strong point, I still train it a little bit. I like to train it a little bit for him. Although I would like him to pause more. He's doing it all touch and go. You guys know how I feel about that. But it is what it is. All right. So he doesn't have bands or chains really yet. People will notice we tend to do all straight weight for speed work. So we're doing speed boxes and conventional speed pulls, right? And we largely stay away from sumo for him. And after that, the lifts are pretty much, the same exercises we did last time. We do split squats. We do good mornings, right? We do reverse hyperextensions, and then he does pull-ups. And I have him do pull-ups on his lower body days. So, that could be a question worth noting. So why do the pull-ups on the lower body days instead of the upper if I'm going to rotate between the chest supported rows and knees? Puts his back in traction. We've loaded the spine with axial loading, and I like to finish off after that with reduced, putting the back in traction. So we have reverse hypers, right? We have pull-ups that achieves what we want us to achieve there. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.